breakfast is chocolate cream pie today. It's on the menu. Blame it on the Matrix, it's okay. Remember last summer out at the lake? I was kidding, you were just a fake. Laugh here and cry out there. Like the sheep cried wolf 3 times, no one was there. Now it seems things aren't so familiar and mildly peculiar. Don't worry, it's just the Matrix. What's going on out there? Oh. There's somebody out by your car with a... Oh my God, what's going on there? What's this? There's a mental patient out by your car. Not quite sure what's going on out there. Oh, he's a spray painter. Spray painter. Now it seems not too familiar, slightly peculiar. Norman Moody, where you been, man? Where you been, Norman? Ain't seen you in a coon's age. Watch that overspray next to that car. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get overspray on it. Seriously. Somebody's spray painting right next to your car. Fuck them up, Casey. Now it seems I forgive you, but only one time. Right on. Well, that's good to hear, Norman, that you're broke is the state of mind. I'm spiritually rich. I'm monetarily broke. Whatever. But my skills runneth over. Always push on the trigger. I'm a little too hyper to be out here. Day 41. Day 41, day 41, 1. Day 41. Hello to ya. Hello to ya. Hello, Norman. Hello, 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 hello. I forgive you. Hi, Chili. Good morning. Hello to ya. Hello, Maya. Hello, where you been tonight? I just babble. Try to get shit going here. There we go. Fuck, I had my preamp just smoking. going for a walk. You want to wear one of mine? Feet are so fucking dead on everything. And then I ordered a set of 4 because I had a couple extra 5 strings, right? And so something's wrong with Bamboozle. That one isn't done. I'm running out of basses here. This thing is dead as a doornail because I've been over abusing it. Let's try it. Want me. This sound like you, man. That's alright, baby. But I don't care too much for you. You don't care too much for me. That's alright. Say, sucker, what you want from me? Alright, back that down. I'm killing my preamp over here. Alright. And now we go. Totally out of tune here, and that's okay too. Fuck, I'm so flattered, it's even funny. I am like a half step off on my tuning. And I'm sorry for that about this much. Nobody really cares, really. Matter of fact, I think they would rather me talk and tell about the ramifications of coming off this filthy-ass drug they call zip. I've been referring it to as zip. I got off zip. You guys remember that term, zip? Zip. I got off the zip.
It's switching time to a Chromebook that boots up as fast as 6 seconds, so you can get to work faster. And if you're still
nobody wants to hear backing tracks. Nobody. Don't worry. I know. Hello and good morning, or good afternoon, whatever it may be for you in your world. In my world, I'm just getting happier and happier and more stable, and more stability means more energy, means more, I don't know, change, I guess. Change is coming, and I know it is, and you just think, fuck, change. That means, work, everything gets equated in change. I don't think anybody changes their format of their life by not doing dope or by doing dope and then not doing dope and expects that nothing else is going to be an equal reaction to that action. Just forget it. That's a pipe dream. So, and I'm getting a fucking cold. I think I can thank my friend Tammy, because we went estate sale and she's over there blowing her nose, and I'm thinking, and she's coughing. I'm like, God damn it, you're going to give me that fucking cold, Tammy. I think you did. Anyways, I'm Kit Bohannon. I'm doing an audio biography, a video biography on my my life during the coming off of a 4-year regimen of methamphetamines. And I'm at day 41. I'm at day 41 and I feel really good. And so I decided to do this publicly because there was more benefits to it. And I'm selfish like that. I thought, I already tried it publicly, right? And then what happened was I just faded off and didn't talk about it anymore. Meanwhile, you can guess what was happening. I was getting high as fuck. It just didn't work. So I tried it a couple times, one time publicly. But the element I felt, the guilt I felt by doing it and just kind of fading out and not really explaining what was going on, not tell you, hey, look, I'm using again, man. I didn't have to. It showed in my actions, right? And so this time I really incorporated interest groups, and because I have a lot of followers. Not just like the 600 and whatever you see on my face, but I have interest groups where I have thousands that follow me in with this thing, right? And so I accounted everybody into it. I don't really talk about it in the interest groups because I don't want them blocking me. For going, you what? You fucking entertained us for 4 years high on methamphetamines? You fucking zip ball. Anyways, and so I'm doing this publicly for a couple reasons. One is obviously the accountability helps you stay in line with what you want, right? Like you want to get shit going. Exactly, and I'll be a better friend. And you don't worry, Tammy. I knew it when you said I got a cold, and we're in the H2, and you're coughing. I'm like, I'm gonna get a cold, but it's good. You want to get that and get it done with, and be done with it. That's what I'm talking about. So, anyways, I opted to go fuck my dignity, and I listen, man. I've never been one to protect or be humble about it, not be humble about everything in my life. I think I'm one that sees somebody come up and honest about the rudest and most obscure thing you can ever imagine. I'm the guy that goes, now you're my best friend. Why? Because you were willing to take the blow that was. Whatever that does to your public persona, your socialism, whatever that happened, you were willing to go ahead and throw it in the hat and do it. In the name of humanity, in the name of honesty, in the name of integrity. And that's why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because maybe I lost a little bit of integrity while high on that dope. And I want to tell you the whole time I'm high, I'm not trying to lose integrity on that. It's just you don't have the facility to really even worry about it. Seriously. You can't even worry about your integrity when you're jousting your own person. In other words, you're killing yourself by just slamming some chemicals in you that you don't even know where the fuck they were made, what they came out of, what nothing, and you don't care. And so One of the reasons I did this is for my own accountability to really officially be done with this dope. I mean, seriously, on a serious level. This ain't my first rodeo. I've done this a few times. It's my drug of choice. Never was, man. I hated it all the way through raising my kids as little guys, you know. And then being a musician and being a busy musician in my early parts of life, I got tired of playing bar bands 3 nights a week, 4 hours a fucking night, and I introduced cocaine. And once I did that, and I put the music with the dope, I got to see why everybody else does. Listen, it's a part of the music, man. You can grow, and at 52, maybe you can tell yourself, I've got enough experience on that instrument and just in my realm of what I do as a musician to where I know why I went into it. I know what happened when I was in it, and I know how hard it was to come out of it. So now, as I come out of this, and it's a Shanghai, man, you'll fucking tell yourself you're writing the best, you're singing the best, you're playing the best, and not anybody else is getting it but you, right? Whatever that is, that's your zip mentality. I'm gonna start calling it zip from now on, man. We laughed for me and another person who had their experiences and has a lot of clean time when I said, I'm off zip today for well, we laughed. You know, we thought it was funny because that term hadn't came up for a long, long time. Hello, John Feast. Good morning to you. Good morning to everybody out there. Don't forget to wave at me. You know, put a thumbs up, whatever. So I know you were here. And furthermore, I know you hung out enough to give a shit. I come out of here and I know a lot of people come in because it'll give me a count of the people that come in. And usually when I come out of my video, it's anywhere from 7. Listen, I don't expect one publicly, and it does not account incognito. So if you're incognito, you don't become a part of the equation as far as what I know watched my segment or whatever. And I want to tell you, above all, it isn't important. If one person sat in here and I said one thing that spun them into fucking directing their life in a direction, I'm not telling you be a public, you know, be a good Samaritan of society and go do this. I'm not saying that because I'm not. I'm a good person. I like to consider myself pure and real and accountable and very humble. And I put my, you know, what you may think of me at the end because I understand what I can sit out here and tell you everything light of being, you know, something that is just publicly not okay. But I can sit out here and tell you I was a drug addict. I put drugs ahead of my kids. I spent money that I didn't have on drugs. I gave other people drugs. I introduced them to a drug that might have fouled their life a little bit, or maybe it didn't. You know, I can tell you all those things, and at the end of this video, be confident that in the end you'll go, fuck, the guy was honest, and I can trust what he says. That's the most important part about being humble, is the amount of credit you'll get from that person next time you talk, you know. And so they understand that you're an honest guy at all costs. That means that even if I come out of this and you go, that kid, he's a fucking meth head, he'll never work on my guitars ever. Hey, then that's that. I'll take that. You know, I'll take that. But if you walked out like that, you're the type of person I wouldn't want to work on your guitars anyways. Hello, Michelle Verhule. Hello, Michelle Verhule. And then, hello, Lisa. How are you? Lisa Short. I share a child with her. I didn't have the privilege of raising her, but what a great kid. Good job with her, Lisa. And what the fuck is she doing in Bangkok or where the hell she is? And is she being careful? Please be careful. I just kept saying, she kept seeing these pictures. I'm like, oh my God, be careful, be careful. You don't want to ask them why they're there. Maybe they don't want to tell you, but Jesus, man, I'm nervous about her. I'm sure you are too, Lisa. Anyways, that's a hostile environment in the wrong situation over there. And she's so fun loving like you were. Lisa, you were party too. We're all partiers. I'm serious. I'm here for the party. I can't lie to you about that, but I just can't drink and I can't do meth anymore because that party was taking me out at the knees. And everybody I loved, and it just was getting to where I found myself isolating, and I found myself alone, and furthermore, and most importantly, not giving a shit. I'm out of cigarettes, and that's never a good thing for me. So I got to where I was so obsessed and so doped out that I was really down to about a pack every 2.5 days. Not in a good way. I was down to a pack and a half every 2.5 days because I was so obsessed. I just let it hang out on my lip for 4 hours while I was, we call it raw, raw, raw. That's the mode you get in when you got some meth on you. You're just pile driving, into whatever you're doing and not giving a shit. I built some beautiful things. I play beautiful things that I built high as a kite, this being one of them, and so I didn't lose track. I got a little too on track with that shit. In other words, I would obsess about this being, my ultimate instrument and something I would enjoy to play for years to come. And the 69 Roadrunner is just that. And so, on that note, and many others like it, well, 12 to be exact. I know. Sometimes my cattiness goes right over the top. Like so high, people are like, "What did he mean by that?" There's 12 notes on a scale. When you look at a guitar and you think, "God, I got to learn all these notes," there's 12 of them. They're not that many. Octaves of them and sharps of them, and the in-between notes that are between those are left for your creativity and your personality to be added to it. But in the bottom grand scheme of thing on a piano and everything else, 12 notes before you reach the higher octave. I'm reaching higher octaves now. I have conversations with myself that you would pay thousands of dollars to have counseling on. In other words, I think I'm common sense, I'm humble, and I don't give a shit what happens at the end of this as long as I'm true to myself and I'm righteous. Righteous is key here. Were you righteous? And to me, righteous means this. Have you ever gained off someone's dismay? If the answer is no, well, you're getting closer to righteous. Have you ever stolen from a friend or those type of things, have you been true to everybody? Have you been honest and not really lied to the ones you love? You can lie to the homeless guy who needs a job, but comes up to you every morning at 7-Eleven, asks you if you have $1. You just say, no, that's a lie, right? I tell them like this. I go, I'll reach out. I literally grab their arm and feel right here and go, that's a good arm, man. Get out of that dumpster and get over there to that job, man. The dumpster don't pay shit. Problem is nobody wants them to work for them. They're too fucked off. They're too detached, which brings me to the second purpose of my public display of what most would consider embarrassment, right? Seriously. People would say, why would he come out and embarrass himself by saying he was a meth head? I'll tell you why. Maybe 10 years ago, no. Maybe 10 years ago, yes. But right now, you would be surprised. And I've looked at statistics too. I mean, I'm really interested in the drug because the dynamic of the drug has changed. Whoever's in charge of the formula of what puts it together has made it to where now it won't dilate your eyes. So if you're a second time user, like if I use this the third time and I went into it, I have no doubt, especially if I was truly trying to cover it up publicly, I would have no doubt that I could muscle my way through it for a while now that I've been off of it. Once it gets into your marrow and everything, all bets are off because it's surging. It's throwing more than you need at you, and you're stuffing it up your nose at the same fucking time. So your body's going, and that's hard to hide. For lack of a better term, that's really hard to hide when that shit is so invested in your muscles, your tissue, your skin, your fucking bones, your marrow. I mean, it's to the core of what you are after 4 years. So I got to where I couldn't really refrain from, giving that intense look, like when you look down at your coffee cup and you're like, I got to grab the coffee cup. I mean, that's how fucking Neanderthal that drug will get you. Anyways, and so my second purpose was this. I'm not I repeat this multiple times. I'm not the only musician in our community that's probably shanghaied by this shit and hiding it pretty well. I hid it well for a while until I didn't give a shit, because that drug will bring you to a point where you go, you're wrong, I'm right. I'm doing whatever I want in this life because I'm 52 years old. Society's following society. I still hate phones, but I'm not as adamant about making the direction to everybody's getting sucked into them, therefore all walking in one single file line to their destiny, which is to retire and die 10 years later so they don't have to pay too much of your disabled cost. That's true. And so, but I won't tell you that everybody in the world's fucked up except for the ones that are on meth. I would tell you that in the peak of my meth, which meant it was time to come off of that fucking shit. There were other things that induced me. The woman I loved dearly, you know, was pulling away for every right to. I mean, she had every reason to. There was nothing that I could argue on that point. It was done, man. Like I couldn't bitch or whine about her. I did about the way she left, and we all heard that. And I'm never hearing the end of that because I was coming off it. So the shit doesn't come out of your system for. Well, they say it's a water base. So weed takes 30 days to get out of your system because it's an oil base. Just like when you pick a sticky bud up and that fucking shit, you can go try to wash it off with whatever. That shit don't come off. It takes 30 days to get that shit out of your system because it sticks to everything like it does this. Meth is water based. As soon as you touch a drop of water on it, it's liquid and invisible liquid by that. And so that stuff comes out of your system pretty easy as a mild user, right? Like you'll cycle it and it'll go away, and it's not good. Let me tell you what meth is. Meth is a pH chemical that would normally kill you, but now it's pH to you. But as soon as you induce it to your body goes, what in the fuck is this? And then it pushes, which makes you feel like, let's go run the fucking miracle mile. We're fucking pumped. No, you're not pumped. Your body's pumped because you just introduced poison to it. Now your body's going to try to push it out. And it's been pH'd enough to not make you sick or anything. It's going to exhilarate your body because your heart rate now is up probably double of what it's normally used to. Instead of going bump, 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 it's going bump, 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 bump on a steady. So you better have a good heart if you do that or you're going to be dead. If you're overweight, it'll suck you in by way of this. You'll do it and say you do a little bump every couple of days for a couple of weeks. You're going to drop 40 to 60, right? And you're going to go, man, I'm starting to look good. Yikes. Pull the e-brake on that motherfucker because you ain't looking good. And so it'll suck you in by way of that. You'll be at work at a job you fucking absolutely hate, but you got 3 kids you got to support and get them up there. And then you do this factor. Okay, so this stuff, maybe I can just do a little tiny bit, open that little doorway. You all of a sudden love the job you just fucking hated. So there's a suck in, right? Like you do it and it makes you really get involved in what you're doing and take some misguided love for something you absolutely hated before. Right there should be a red flag. If a job you hated, now you do dope you love, something's wrong, man. That picture is not correct. Somebody altered. That's photoshopped, by the way. Anyways, and so so my second reason for doing this publicly is to help the guys that are out there. They're going, man, this guy's got a fucking set of nuts. And you're right, I do. Because I'm putting my business and everything I am on the line. My girlfriend, she's chosen to just kind of take a shadowed view. A shadowed presence in this. In other words, she loves what I'm doing and the absolute humbleness of what I'm doing and the fact that I probably will help a few that would normally worry about what it was like to come out and say, hey, guess what? I've been on meth, and so I'm doing it for that reason, to help out anybody that's out there in the shadows going, fuck, man, I'm shanghaied. I want to look like Kit does after 41 days. I want to be healthy. I want to be snappy. I want to chase my life again. I think I want to live. Because when you're on that, you just tell yourself it's a good day to die and not even give a fuck. Not even give a fuck. That's how low you are. It will lie to you all the way down the hill. Then you get to the bottom and it goes, no, you're fucked. And guess what? We don't get high no more. You don't even want to build guitars no more. And now guess what? You're going to need more. And then, so I was never a smoker because I tried it that way. And what it did was it made me feel like I just took a can of spray paint and sprayed it up my nose. Real spacey. Could not focus on the intense things I was doing, like building Les Pauls with Floyd Roses and shit. So what I discovered is I could do a little mild regimen of it. And this is the beginning. This is why I'm still working in the cabinet shop, coming home, doing a little bump, and then staying up till 4 a.m, stay up till 3 a.m, sleep a couple hours, get up, go to the cabinet shop all over again, sleep 2 hours a night, because I was so obsessed with the fact that I could fucking build these fuckers, right? And they're my favorite item in the world. And so, so it's a big suck in, man. It really is. And so I always got to remember that even though I'm telling the story of my coming off, let's go back to the beginning of what it was like to do it, what it was like being in it, and then what it's like coming out of it. And so I'm Kip Bohannon. Thank you for listening. This has been Rock and Talk. I love you all. Love, respect, and forgive for your own sanity. And stay away from that fucking vile drug. Take care, man. Enjoy your Sunday.